Now, we all know the casualty numbers for Russia that are being reported by countries like Ukraine, the United Kingdom, and the United States, with all of them hovering around the 700,000 mark in total casualties. The U.S. Defense Department recently said that Russia has seen 200,000 battlefield deaths due to its actions in Ukraine. That 200,000 is included in the 700,000 casualty mark. However, I'm here to tell you that Russian losses as a country are over 5 times that number. And it is not due to reporting mistakes or underreporting, but because of a holistic approach to what Russia has lost in terms of human capital due to its war in Ukraine. In addition to the 200,000 deaths that Russia has sustained on the battlefield, they have lost an additional 1 million people who have fled the country. When considering both the war and those that have fled, 1% of the Russian population no longer resides in Russia, all because of this war in Ukraine. Now, the problem for Russia is that both the war and the exodus of Russia are making the country both stupider and older. A significant portion of those who fled Russia due to the war in Ukraine are young, educated professionals. 86% of those who have left are under the age of 45, and 80% of them held college degrees. Now, due to their education, they were also more wealthy, and their exodus resulted in significant capital flight. In 2022 alone, $42 billion was transferred to other countries by departing Russians, exacerbating their economic challenges. The greater threat to Russia's economy is what has been dubbed the brain drain, a consequence of policies implemented by President Putin. Several Russian scientists and physicists have been arrested on high treason charges for merely collaborating with foreign researchers and publishing in foreign journals. Fearing for their safety, they've just left, and as I said, it's contributed to a brain drain. Russia no longer has access to the European Organization for Nuclear Research, also known as CERN, because of its lack of scientists. In fact, many of those scientists have fled to other countries. Now, Putin has always had a distrust of scientists, sometimes calling them eggheads or people that are weak, and has recently dismissed the fact that his best, brightest, and youngest are leaving his country because of his oppressive rule. And he says things like, it's just a cleansing of society. While 200,000 wartime deaths is tragic, Russia's bigger concern should be those fleeing the country. Not only does this expose Russians who stayed to the Western world via these people that communicate back to them, but it also transfers any technological advances that were being developed by these scientists internal to Russia to other countries for them to learn and study, further isolating Russia from future technological advancement. This situation is reminiscent of the Soviet Union, where the United States was able to surpass Soviet technology and maintain a significant gap to this day. That gap is likely to continue growing because Putin's mindset is rooted in Soviet-era thinking, which is now nearly half a century outdated. And so they continue to take casualties both on the battlefield and in those fleeing to other countries, bringing their knowledge and their youth with them.